Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 94, and we're talking sequels, we're talking Nintendo Direct, and we're talking the state of play, and trivia, folks. We got a big ol' show for you. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hey.
And we got Mike on the pod today.
If death wants to pod with me, it has to earn it.
Whoa. Very nice. And coming back from Glizzy Gladiatorial Games, Tomas.
A lot of my social media has been very glizzy based lately, but
It has been, and I've noticed. Oh, Tomas is back on the pod. Like I said, we're talking sequels. This was a hat tip to Mike. He came up with the concept of today's episode. Before we get to all the sequel talk, though, what you been up to, Tomas?
well, I just got back from a vacation. I went to St. Augustine in Florida. It was very nice. Visited St. Augustine's, like, I guess the oldest city in Florida, or is it in the Union?
In the U.S.? Yeah.
In the Union, yes.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of conquistador shit there, a lot of museums, some really cool stuff. There's like this weird rule there. Like I went to several museums, and you can't take pictures of Egyptian shit.
Oh.
Like, yeah, like they'll like put them in separate like exhibits, and you just can't, no flash photography, no nothing. I don't know if it's cursed or
Yeah, it's curse-based rules,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
But
They're fine with stealing it from the tombs. They just, you can't.
Yeah, exactly. We'll raid the tombs. You know, we'll leave that on the previous person who, stole it.
Ramses the Fourth said, like, thou shalt not take photos, I think is.
Wow.
I'm a big Egyptian scholar,
Gotcha. Well, was that when, that was that post or before Apocalypse, built the pyramids?
Oh, good question. Yeah, they hadn't invented blue pigment yet, so I think, it was before.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But other than that, just ate a lot of food while I was there. That was probably my favorite part.
Nice.
We walked a lot. I think we're averaging like 13,000 steps a day. A little over 5 miles. But no, it was fun. It was good.
Did you see the Fountain of Youth? I know that's there.
We try to keep a few things on the docket. Like we mostly just did wandering this time, but
Nice.
we'll probably do the more touristy, like gimmicky stuff next time. So I wanted to go Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum also, which is like right down the street from there. And we got a list though, and then we found some stuff like on the last day. We're like, damn, it's like, guess we'll have to check it out next time. So
Nice.
But other than that, as far as new media or like TV and stuff, Mike gave me a shout out for the MASH 50-year reunion last night. But I'm trying to think if we watched anything new. We started watching Bee and Puppy Cat on Netflix.
Oh, man,
no,
Mike's been digging that one.
I know it's not necessarily new. I know it was like a webtoon thing, like a Frederator joint, like way back in the day. So I remember watching like the first episode when it came out, like God knows how long ago. But yeah, Jackie's loving that animation style. But there's a lot of like really depressing undertones to the show. So
Oh, no. Bee and Puppy Cat, Mike, depressing.
Yeah, I've been watched a couple not new flicks, but new to me. I went on a Jesse Buckley marathon a bit. I watched Wild Rose and Beast. Wild Rose, she's like a troubled potential country western singer in that. She does really well in that. She sings her own stuff, and like it's her voice that she uses in that. I like when actors can do that in those type of movies. And Beast, which I highly recommend, it was very good. Is like a horror. It says it's a horror thriller, more of a thriller about she's in this potentially new relationship, and the guy she's with could potentially be a serial killer. But she's also had like a violent past herself, and she doesn't know, whether he's he's really done it, if he's just been involved in some wrong stuff in the past. I highly recommend both of those.
Beast. Interesting.
Yeah. Both take place in Wild Rose takes place in Ireland, I believe, and Beast is just in the UK. So there's a lot of fun accents and stuff in those. And finished Tinykin. Really enjoyed that. I actually started and finished all of Toem, a photo adventure. That's on the PlayStation Plus games this month.
That was a hot game last year. That was like, really critical darling last year.
Oh yeah. I really liked it. It's really short. It's kind of like the Pokemon Snap sequel that I always wanted in a way.
Ooh.
You're just kind of going around completing various missions in these little town settings. A lot of like I Spy type gameplay there. You're trying to, someone wants someone runs like a lighthouse or something and they can't, their binoculars are broken, so you have to use your camera to guide them to help out the ships that are out on the sea, and it's fun stuff like that going on. And I started Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
And I'm on chapter 2. I want to ask Eric and Kayla if the gameplay, if anything more adds to that, or if it's just like the shooty pow kind of gameplay of Star-Lord throughout.
I mean, you unlock fairly early on a lot of team up abilities and stuff like that, like all of like combos and stuff like that. But I found the combat to be very, like, at least how I played it, very samey in the sense that like I found like 4 or 5 kind of moves that I always went to. I'm gonna always do whatever move with Gamora. I'm always gonna do whatever move with Groot and stuff like, because that just for whatever reason seemed to like be my favorite. And sometimes that was like unlocked as their like 3rd or 4th move down the line, and sometimes it was the first move that they like had ever unlocked and stuff. But I did get into a rhythm where I was like pretty much popping the exact same super moves like every encounter.
It's not the best part of the game. It is repetitive. It's not. The other part of the game, the story, the friendship, is all much better.
Drax. Oh yeah. I think so.
I'm digging the writing and stuff and the characters so far. So I'm gonna keep going with that, and just maybe I'll turn down the accessibility stuff to where the gameplay kind of doesn't even factor in as much.
Yeah, I found it pretty easy too. I don't think most of the encounters, we might have gotten a fail state a couple times throughout our whole experience or whatever. But wasn't difficult. But yeah, like Kayla said, the gameplay was like kind of secondary to the story, where it goes and stuff like that, and the environments too. I think it, like, you go to some really interesting planets. The creature, even if the battles aren't anything, but like the creatures you are battling and the different like factions and aliens and stuff that you're battling are cool just in that, like from a visual standpoint, and the fact that they like do different things, like they're constantly like interacting with you in battles differently than others, so. But
gotcha.
Yeah, come for the combat, stay for the story, I think, on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that one and see.
Nice.
See how it goes.
Nice. Kayla, since our last episode, we've seen Barbarian and See How They Run. What'd you think of those?
Solid films. I liked Barbarian. I was really scared going into it from the trailers. I was like, man, I'm not gonna watch. I'm just like gonna be watching this movie entirely through my fingers. I'm like gonna look away and talk to myself to avoid whatever is happening on screen. But it was in fact not that type of scary movie, but it was very good. I would watch it again. It's very entertaining. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I would highly recommend Barbarian. It's very unique. I think that the structure of kind of how it sets up its story and then flip flops and does a lot of weird things. I think. Would you say, Kayla? I know we both felt like, man, they're showing a lot in this trailer. Like, we saw that trailer a bunch of times, and we're like, this is kind of giving away a lot. But like, having seen it, I was like, I don't think it
this
really gives
is how
away.
Trailers should be. They should lure you in, but not be the entire movie. That's not the movie. That's not it.
Yeah.
Terminator 2 trailers. You didn't know Arnold was a good guy this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They leave. There's a lot of stuff that happens that is not in the trailer. So I am excited about that. And see how they run. We just saw that Friday, so I'm still kind of thinking about it. It does seem like it's one of those movies that I'm missing something in, and I'm sure you'll go into that more because you've done more research about it. But I think that it would have been better if I did have this research and background already there. The performances were great. Who doesn't want to be a part of like a Saoirse? Did I say that right? I can never say her name.
You got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
who doesn't love being a part of her world in anything? So the characters were fun, the story was fun, but there's more to it.
Yeah, I was telling Mike in the pre-show that like I think you're meant to. So it all centers around this long-running play called Mousetrap. In the Mousetrap, it's an Agatha Christie like novel that was turned into a very successful play in England. This actually, the story of the movie takes place like during the early runs of this, and they're gonna make it into a film and stuff, and it kind of centers around like some issues with like putting it to film and whatnot. It's a really meta movie. It ends like, now that I've done a little research after the fact, they're getting into a lot of like interesting meta things, like, but neither me nor Kayla knew anything about the Mousetrap. And I almost feel like if you do, or if you're a fan of like Agatha Christie and things of that nature, the movie almost like would maybe make more sense. But all that aside, it's a whodunit. It's a murder mystery. If you're into that, I think there's a lot to be. I think Saoirse Ronan kind of stole the show. I thought Sam Rockwell was like just okay in it. Like he's normally really, really fantastic. I thought he was fine. And there's a big cast of other just like eccentric characters as well. So if you like Clue, if you like Murder on the Orient Express, or any of those, I think this one's an easy watch. But I think there is some, like, you'll get more out of it if you even know a little bit about the Mousetrap, like the story it's based on and stuff.
All you need to know is that it's a zany action, a crazy contraption.
The funnest.
That's all you need.
They failed miserably to bring up the Parker Brothers game or whatever.
Bullshit.
I always wondered how that game worked. I'd see the commercials, but never had it.
Never knew anyone to own that game. I don't.
Yeah.
The closest we got was Eric had Crossfire.
Oh yeah, I got caught up, baby.
As someone who's played multiple games of Mousetrap, it is bullshit.
Doesn't live up to the hype.
Building Mousetrap is the funnest part.
Is that something we need a sequel to, Mousetrap?
I think it could be better, for sure.
Oh, good
Workshop
stuff.
that one.
Yeah, we should have. I should have added that we can have sequels to board games. Oh boy.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, let's scrap the episode and come back next week. Let's talk about the Nintendo Direct and the Sony State of Play, shall we? We got both of them. The Nintendo Direct was about a 40-minute presentation, and the State of Play was about a 20-minute presentation. In those 40 minutes, Nintendo, I've got a kind of a count here of 40-plus titles. They were just throwing stuff out there. About 35 of them were some kind of farm sim. So
Yes.
they have that going on for them. Couple things that came to mind for me, at least during this. It Takes Two is coming to Switch, a game that me and Kayla both really, really liked last year. And I think it's a game where you have to play co-op, and the Switch is the best co-op like machine out there right now. It's just a perfect pairing, I think. So It Takes Two coming to Switch, I think, is just, I want more people to play that or be able to play that, and I think having the Switch makes it that much easier. So
Dig it.
yeah. Oddballers, a dodgeball game, wacky dodgeball game, kind of looked in the vein of like a what's that?
Super dodgeball.
Yeah,
Like
something like
Tecmo.
that.
Yeah.
But like just really oddball. You're throwing all kinds of different things. They had like exploding canisters and stuff like that. It seems like it's very like a Mount Your Friends-esque type situation or something like that.
That was a real fun game.
Yeah, I just love those like mildly competitive kind of games like that where you're just having fun and screaming at your friends. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I thought this one for you, Tomas.
Yeah, I'm Kirby, dude. I mean, I feel like I love the aesthetic of Kirby's at this point more than the gameplay of Kirby's. I mean, we had a good ride. We're going to be talking about sequels later, and I think Kirby's got more than his fair share of sequels at this point.
This one's actually a remake, and they're adding co-op. I think that's the coolest thing that like got me was like, oh man, you could play like 4-player Kirby. Sounds interesting. I haven't played a Kirby game in like 25 years, maybe. But like playing with my buddies, that sounds fun.
That could be fun. I remember they did like back when they were trying to do the get 4 friends who have a Game Boy Advance and link them all together foray way back in the day. They did I think it was like Kirby and the Magic Mirror or something. And the most I could ever get was Tony and I both had one, so we'd link up. Not their best picture.
You and Tony are about the size of 4 people, so
Yeah, it's true. But
am I forgetting anything else, Mike?
Advances.
Anything else in this direct that you were interested in, Mike?
GoldenEye coming to NSO at some point is kind of cool.
Pikmin 4.
Yeah, after playing Tinykin, I'm psyched for a new Pikmin. I hope they can take away like the timer aspect of that game and just let you explore some kind of outdoor, tiny person in a big world kind of thing and find all these little creatures.
I gotta make a side comment. Am I reading this one right? Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star.
Yes, that was announced.
A lot of filler at this.
A lot of fluff.
Correct. Yeah.
There's a couple in there that like, Aaron was huge on Fire Emblem, so a new one seems like.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron for that. I bet he's super excited for new Fire Emblem. Those games, not my bag.
I've gotten many hour out of them. Tactical RPGs seem to be like the only RPG that I can really absorb myself into anymore. I've been playing Disgaea 5 again. So.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, it's quite a foray. but and then another one I just want to mention is Octopath Traveler 2. I enjoyed those games. I like the aesthetics, the art direction that they took with those. But, like I said, those games, I don't really live a lifestyle where I can grind into that story-driven of a RPG anymore.
Yeah, I started Octopath 1 on PC and played maybe like an hour, and it already, I was like, man, this is going to be a big game. I can't, yes. I don't know when I'm going to have time to do this, but it looks great, and I want to do that. Yeah, play a 50-hour plus, RPG, but yeah, how are you going to do it?
It's a lot to digest, man. They put so much into the story of those games. It's a little nutty.
Yeah.
Did you play Live a Live, the remaster of that?
No. I checked out some gameplay of it though. Looks pretty interesting, but like a lot of I think it's all like separate adventures that some like intersect and stuff.
Yeah.
I watched Matt McMuscles. He played the luchador route. So
Okay.
yeah, it seemed interesting. Like every like story has its own kind of like game mechanic gimmick to it. Like in the wrestling one, like you have to get you're like this ultimate wrestler who can learn anybody's technique from like when they use it once. So like you fight all these people, and it just so happens that like, you know, if they hit you with every character has two finishers. So if they hit you with their finishers and stuff and you live, you know, you just rack up like an accoutrement of like different moves.
The Live a Live system.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Live
Oh,
system.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were talking about Kirby again. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, damn. Shit. Shots
No,
fired.
but it seems like that's what the Octopath sequel is going for, more of the storylines mingling in with each other and stuff. And I'm a sucker for that 2D HD
Oh,
style.
it looks
I like
so
that a lot.
good. Looks so good. Final
Oh.
Fantasy VI, where is it at? Let's get it.
I know,
Well,
yeah.
they did the Pixel remaster. Go download
Yeah,
it.
we don't talk about that though.
They have running automatically now, and you can run diagonal too. So
Blasphemy.
you got that. Yes.
Those should be on Switch. I don't know why they weren't at
I don't
this.
know why either. They're only Steam. That's my biggest like commentary on that. Like, just give it to me like mobile. I don't want it like, and no, I don't want to buy a fucking Steam Deck. I don't care how whatever it is. I'm over it. I have a Switch. Give me everything on the Switch. It's literally a 16-bit like video game. I've been looking for portable like OG Final Fantasy for a long time. So sorry.
Oh yeah, I would buy a few of those for sure. They announced Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 also coming to NSO, and without having the ability to link up your Game Boy saves to that thing, I don't really know the point of
People
playing
really
that.
enjoy like the
Mini
like,
games and stuff.
no, not the mini games, but like just trying to grind through the like actual story modes and stuff on that.
Well, yeah, that part was fun with your crew. Like,
well, people like it with the like playing it with the
rented
presets.
Pokemon.
Yeah, the rented Pokemon, because I guess it's like challenging as fuck. I don't know.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware that there was a second Stadium. I owned Stadium 1 and played quite a bit of it. Played a lot of those mini games like you were talking, but wasn't aware of Stadium 2. I had already moved on to PlayStation, I think, at that point.
Yeah, one of the coolest features was that, like, I guess you can unlock a mode where you can play the original Pokemon. Like, you link it into the backpack thing of, like, you know, the Rumble Pack thing, and then you can play like Pokemon Red or Blue at like 4 times speed.
Yeah, the Dodrio.
Yeah, Dodrio
Game
mode.
Boy. Yeah.
Oh, that's funky.
It had some weird shit. That's how you originally got a Surfing Pikachu also. Like you beat like a certain mode in it, and you can slap your cartridge into it and fucking get yourself a Surfing Pikachu. So
Nice.
other than, you know, just game sharking it into Pokemon Yellow.
I'm hoping that, but whenever they're announcing the date for those, that maybe we get Game Boy added to the NSO stuff. That'd be cool.
I prefer GBA, but there's way too much shit on Game Boy Advance anyway. So
Yeah.
10 out of like the 10,000 back catalog of that fucking thing. So.
And did we talk about Zelda stuff?
No, we didn't. I was going to say, before we get off a Nintendo Direct, we should probably mention, especially because this is the sequel episode, we have finally gotten the release date and title for the Breath of the Wild sequel, not called Breath of the Wild 2. It is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. People were unsure if it was Tears versus Tears. But
okay.
apparently it is Tears based on the like Japanese translation and everything. Yeah, so
Tears
it's
for
confirmed
Fears.
in the trailer and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a tiny little bit of gameplay, a little snippet. What'd you guys think of this announcement? We're getting it in May, right?
May 12th.
May 12th.
Yeah. Exciting.
Soon enough.
I mean, at this point.
6 years, I think, between Zeldas, I think is what it'll amount to.
Yeah, I think it's the longest time without a mainline Zelda release.
Well, it better be beautiful. I'm sure it will be.
At this point
Yeah.
in the hardware's life, they're probably squeezing every last drop of juice out of it.
I know. I
Yeah.
mean, the Switch it was old when it came out, and it's only gotten older. Yeah. We have to hope. But I mean, Nintendo always figures out how to make their games highly compatible with their system, make them look better, play better than any kind of third party. So
Absolutely.
we got to have faith in that. Like it's probably going to run great. It's probably going to look as good as a Switch game can ever look.
Yes, it will be the pinnacle of this Nintendo Gen system. So I'd imagine.
I got to know more about it. Like, I don't know if the map is going to be identical, and then we're going to be exploring stuff in the sky.
Is Link
I don't
going
know.
to be like sailing on a boat at the beginning of it, and then you get shipwrecked on an island, and it's all a dream?
That'd
Yes.
be cool.
Yeah. But we still got like 8 months at this point until this comes out. So I guess a lot of opportunities for more Nintendo Directs, deep dives, more trailers, etc. Now that we know it's a real thing.
They're not going to give you more. That's it. They're keeping this one all the way to the chest.
Maybe that's the smart thing. I don't know. Like people are going to buy it regardless. I don't think anyone needs to be like convinced that the Breath of the Wild sequel is worth their time, worth their money.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be another Skyward Sword and fucking bomb.
I have faith. I think it'll be. I'm okay with not knowing terribly too much. I do, of course, want a little bit more. I'd love to see like, a couple of minutes of like a situation that happens. But of actual gameplay too.
Yeah, we've seen so little. Like,
yeah,
just give us
Realms.
something. I want to see a big. With these 7 tiers, it seems like there's going to be 7 big kind of dungeons to explore probably in this one, and I want to see what those look like for sure.
Any concern that we haven't seen a lot of it because it's not as close to completion as we think it might be?
Maybe it's
Not
going through
necessarily.
development hell.
Don't see how it is. Like, they've been working on it for so long. Like, I don't know. I know it probably started out as like just DLC or something, and then became something
Maybe
way
they pulled
bigger.
Resident Evil 2, like they just like scrapped it like 90% of the way through and just restarted.
Gosh, I hope not.
And they just generally do keep things pretty quiet, pretty secretive.
Yeah, they do.
So it's not unusual for them to do that.
Good call.
No, for sure. This will be the Switch's swan song, and I don't think it can live up to what Breath of the Wild was and still is for me. And I'm hoping for something half as good, I guess.
Probably still pretty good. Half
Yeah,
of Breath of the
yeah.
Wild, probably still pretty good.
I think it'll be pretty good. Skyward Sword gets a lot of shit, but still an okay game once you get rid of those shitty controls. So, so even their worst is still pretty okay.
Right. On to the state of play. So much smaller presentation than than the
A little
Nintendo
more
Direct.
bite-sized.
But the first thing I get a text from Mike as we're watching this. At least Sony came correct because immediately right out of the gate we got Tekken 8, and quite a cool little trailer gameplay. Maybe I guess we get.
I think so.
Kazuya and Jin kind of fighting
on a volcano, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
It looked good.
Tekken just does
really
it,
good.
man. Tekken just does it for me. I don't know why. Like gameplay's like boss. It's fucking. It's just so. It looks good. It's beautiful. Like the fluidity of the gameplay. I like Tekken.
It made me start that Tekken anime on Netflix. I
Ooh,
watched the first 2 episodes. I was like, I'm in a Tekken hole now, baby. Like, I'm ready.
Are they bringing back Tekken Force and Tekken Bowl?
I'm sure. I think we'll get some kind of beat 'em up mode. I don't think we'll get Tekken Bowl again.
And what version of Jack are we on now?
I want a Tekken Battle Royale. I want the King of Iron Battle Royale tournament. That's
there you
go.
Just Royal
Man,
Rumble.
100 gun jacks on an island, just floating in the air.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we got a couple interesting things. I mean, crazy. It's like half the size of the Nintendo Direct, and probably a quarter of the amount of games. We didn't get that many, but like it might have been the better of the 2 presentations, honestly, in terms of like what we did get. Pacific Drive came out of nowhere for me. That looks
cool.
Yeah, you're kind of. It looks like it's a kind of a spooky kind of environmental type game where you're in a station wagon, and it looks like you're making it the Ecto-1 in a sense. Looks like there's some paranormal stuff, and you're adding to this station wagon. What did they use some kind of terminology? Man, what was it? A drive like or something like that.
Drive like.
Yeah, it was. It was. Like instead of roguelike, they were like a drive like or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Is this the sequel to Desert Bus we've all been waiting for?
No one's been waiting for that.
It's the prequel. So that looked real interesting. Hogwarts Legacy on PlayStation is they're doing up the spooky. You're getting some kind of exclusive spooky content. I thought that looked really cool. We've talked a lot about Hogwarts Legacy and it's being, pushed back a million times and everything else. And, I think Aaron and Kayla are both really hyped for it, but this looked pretty cool. It looked actually spooky, like, which I think the Harry Potter movies did a pretty good job. There's a lot of like spooky creatures and giant spiders and stuff like that. There's some good scenes like that in those films. So I kind of dug that.
The only thing spookier would be access to J.K. Rowling's burner accounts.
Oh,
so,
that's the Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, you got to pre-order to get that.
We got Rise of the Ronin also from Team Ninja. This looked like, I thought it was the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima at first, because it very much looked like a open world samurai game like Ghost of Tsushima, but it's something different. It's Rise of the Ronin. Looked really pretty, looked really, really cool. There was a hang glider type mechanic, which looked really, really awesome. And I think they've described it as having some like Souls-like aspects to it, so it's like maybe harder combat, that type of thing.
Get good.
Yeah, sure. These are going to be placed similar to like Neo. Their other Souls-like stuff, and combat's really fun in those. So I'm excited to see what they can do in a more openish environments, how they tie all those together. Because Neo and Neo 2 are like mission-based. You're not in any kind of real big open space.
Box.
Yeah.
And then finally they closed it out.
That God of War trailer.
With the God of War trailer, yeah. Well, I was going to say the God of War controller. I wasn't even going to mention the trailer.
Right,
I mean,
right.
real Scene Stealer was the controller. But no, we got a
going for what we were all waiting for.
Yeah, we got a very lengthy God of War Ragnarok trailer that's coming out soon, later on this year, and they blew it out really big. Some people have pushed back on how much they showed in that. We got a lot of creatures, a lot of I think we see Odin, I think we definitely see Thor, we see mermaids, we see a lot in this trailer. Maybe it's all from the first quarter of the game or something. Who knows where this game goes, but it was a lot. It was pretty. It was cool. What'd you guys think?
I just want to know how they're going to tie this into the MCU, like which phase.
Pretty good. What do you think, Kayla?
I'm pumped. I told Eric, like, how crazy is it that we already had pre-planned that we are going to record a Dream sequel episode, and then the Nintendo Direct and the State of Play gets announced, and they have big news about 2 of the like most anticipated sequels that are coming out soon. So it just worked out really well.
Both came out slanging.
I didn't mind how much they showed. They did show a lot of like enemies, which I get is a bit of a spoiler, but they looked cool. Like, you know, you see like, oh, okay, I'm definitely gonna have the axe. I'm gonna have the what are his swirly chain blades called?
Blades.
Swirly chain blades.
Right. Thought so. So they do kind of spoil a couple of those things. But I thought that the enemies looked cool, and I still don't know really what's happening. So I didn't hate the trailer.
It's games like this that make me really, really wish I could procure a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I'm very afraid that my PS4 is going to take off during this.
Just gonna
explode. Take my TV with it and just like
every time I go to Target, I look if there is one.
Oh yeah,
if I see one, I would get it because I think it would be beneficial to play this game on.
This is literally the time in my life where I just got a bonus at work like a week ago, and I'm probably going to Sam's Club later too, so I may look at some of those 4K TVs while I'm there. The planets may align. It comes out close enough to my birthday to kind of justify just like, just get all this shit.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm a big boy. I work hard.
Sacrifice something to Thor, and it'll happen, Tomas.
Yes, Odin's son.
The trailer was just great. It was so good. Got me really excited for this. We got to see Odin for the first time. Seems really creepy, really cool. Just some great lines in the trailer from Kratos and stuff. It's cool to see Atreus a little older. I'm excited to see what his gameplay is like, if it's very similar to the first one. And November can't get here soon enough. I'm going to be playing that day one.
Not to spoil the naughties or anything, but what do you think the chances are that Ragnarok jumps right up to number 1 on your list?
I mean, it certainly can. That top spot for me is still, nothing's really cemented.
Stuck out. Yeah.
You're right. You haven't played Immortality. You're right. Yeah. You're
right. Yikes.
I'm excited for Ragnarok to take the number 1 spot. I think I feel similar to you, where like I'm fluctuating a lot. Like nothing has just like cemented itself in as that number 1 as of yet. Yeah.
So we still got.
And I thought for sure you guys would have Elden Ring up there, like just concrete.
Great game.
It's probably there right now, but something could pass it up for sure.
Yeah.
We still
Let's
got
wrap
like
the episode. Let's just talk naughties right now. Let's do it. Let's just get rid of the sequels.
All right, I got my list right.
Naughty. We like the potty.
Oh.
I just got to figure out which Pokemon game of the year I'm going to pick.
I know, man.
8 of them. Good God. beat a franchise into the ground. Why don't we? This has been like such a.
You act like you're not getting Scarlet and Violet. Like
I'm going to get one of them, and I will.
And
I
then
will,
the next one.
no, I'm going to let you guys know how it is because.
Thank you, doing God's work.
Hey, I have not been too impressessed lately.
Doing Arceus's work.
Can we talk about games that probably don't deserve a sequel, or at least in the same calendar year? Fuck, man.
Oh. How about we play some sequel trivia, folks?
Hold on. Let me cut you off. Can we take a bathroom break?
Oh yeah, go for it. Feel free.
I've been trying to get that. I'm going to see if my regular internet's working again too. So I'm
like,
literally
Tomas
just
is the one
streaming
that
off my
likes
phone.
to potty.
Oh, you're good. I'm gonna probably pee too. So let's
Yeah,
take
let's do it.
Take a little break.
Take a breaker. Woo.
Sequel trivia. Let's do it. So I have a selection of 10 questions here, all related to sequels, or in the case of TV series. It's hard to come up with sequel questions for TV series because it's not really a thing. Spin-offs are, so just be thinking that, maybe the question has something to do with a spin-off. 10 questions. Maybe I'll keep score. We'll see. If you want to buzz in, just say your name and answer the question. Let's do it. If you want to buzz in, just say Mike's name and he has to answer the question.
The Connors.
What would you guys say is the highest rated movie sequel on Metacritic?
Mike.
Do it.
Ooh.
T2, Judgment Day.
It is not. Probably should be, but it's not.
Could be. Yeah, absolutely. Tomas.
It's New Moon.
Go for
it.
I'm just going to say another cool one, which kind of, Mike took the best. I'll go with Aliens.
Should be. Both, not happening. Sorry, guys. Cameron's getting fucked.
Kayla.
Yeah, what's up?
The second Minions.
More realistic.
Wonderful guess. No, it's none of those. Minions was second. No. So it's The Return of the King. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King is the highest rated on Metacritic. How about the highest rated video game sequel on Metacritic?
Oh.
Kayla. Red Dead Redemption.
Good guess. It is very high. It's in the top, I think, 3 sequels on Metacritic, but it is not Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mike. Ocarina of Time.
Hey, it is sitting at number 1 all time for video games in general on Metacritic. Ocarina of Time. Mike,
I was going to say Super Mario World.
Should be. I think that's better than Ocarina of Time. But hey, Ocarina of Time, Metacritic, number 1.
Shots fired. Gotta get out there.
Highest rated TV sequel on Metacritic. So remember, spin-offs are available.
Sure.
Mike. Better Call Saul.
Not Better Call Saul.
Oh.
Wow.
Surprising.
Shit, I don't do much TV. Tomas. Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon's right. No, it's not Young Sheldon.
Is it Mashed, the MASH sequel, where they can just only eat things that are mashed up because they're so old? No.
Well, you spoiled my dream sequel, but yes.
It's real. It's not a dream. It's on Ion. All right, watch it.
It's on Ion. That's good. Kayla, do you have a guess?
House of the Dragon.
Good call. This one's
on that Game of Thrones.
This was a tough one. It's What We Do in the Shadows, which is a spin-off of the movie What We Do in the Shadows.
That's a tricky one.
It's tricky.
It's a good one.
Tricky. TV sequels is tough in general, so that's
thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a fun show.
What is the only 100% sequel on Rotten Tomatoes?
A film?
A film. Sorry. Should have said that.
The
Sitting at
only
100%
100%.
on Rotten Tomatoes, and it is a sequel film.
Trying to think of like what could have been. I mean, I know what it should be.
He did too.
Tomas.
Go for it.
I'll take it this time. Terminator 2.
It should be. It should be. I'm sorry. It's not.
100% on
Let me just open my browser.
Mike.
Yep.
Shawshank Red Dead Redemption.
He got it. He got it. Oh.
I would definitely buy season's tickets to that.
Got a guess, Kayla?
Man, gotta get my brain working here.
What movie?
Got
sequel
nothing.
Was
Toy
I keep
Story
wanting to say-
2. It
Toy
is
Story
Toy
2?
Story 2 is sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Hey,
Okay.
you know?
Not
I
one.
don't know
I feel
how
like that
about
is like the least regarded of the
Yeah.
18 Toy Story movies.
I feel like
Not,
one person rated that, and then everybody else forgot about it.
Hey,
Yeah.
was
Sean
just flying
Fennessy
under the
hates
radar.
Rotten Tomatoes, so maybe he's got
He
something,
does.
you know?
Every time it's mentioned, it doesn't matter.
What is the highest grossing movie sequel of all time?
Oh. Tomas.
Yep.
Terminator 2.
No. Adjusted for inflation, maybe. but-
Maybe, yeah.
Mike.
Ayla?
Oh, Mike
go
got
ahead,
it first. Oh, Kayla.
well,
He's
yeah.
being nice, I guess. Kayla, you go.
I'm gonna take a repeat and go for Return of the King.
That's a good guess, but incorrect. I think it was very high up on the list, actually. This one actually should be pretty easy, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Should be?
Mike.
yep, Mike.
It's Endgame, right?
It's Endgame. Yeah, it's Endgame. Yeah.
I haven't even thought about superhero movies.
So
Right.
many sequels.
I don't consider that a sequel. It's part of a 2-part movie.
Sequel within a sequel, man.
Well, it's a sequel
I
to
Inception.
Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, you know?
In a little bit, it's going to be Avatar too. So you know.
Right. You're probably right. What is the highest grossing movie sequel not owned by Disney?
Like, why is Bob in there?
Okay, so it's not Endgame.
It's not Endgame. Highest grossing movie sequel not owned by Disney as of the recording of this, at least.
Have we said the name of this before?
No,
We're
you
playing
have
20
not.
questions.
Okay.
No, it's-
Okay.
no.
Highest grossing sequel.
Mm.
Is it animated?
No, but heavy CGI, you know? I'll give you that.
Mike.
Yep.
Jurassic World?
Jurassic World. Man, Mike is on a roll.
Solid.
Yep, it's Jurassic
Okay.
World. It's
It's
one of the like top 10 highest grossing like films in general. It's very, very highly very a lot of money. First
Yes.
sequel to win Best Picture at the Oscars.
Mike.
Should
What's
I
up,
just
Mike?
keep doubling down?
Godfather 2.
Godfather 2. Man, Mike, I made this game for Mike, apparently.
Yeah, you did.
What is the only
Yeah.
other sequel to win Best Picture?
Tomas.
Yep.
Terminator 2.
No.
For
unfortunately.
Best Picture, you mean?
Best
Get
Picture.
it, Kayla. You got this one.
I'm
gonna steal it from you.
Best Picture.
Mike's got it.
Ayla.
Okay.
Return of the King.
Hey! There it is.
One of us was about to get it with the double down.
Oh, two more questions.
I really wanted to say Aliens first. So
What is the most recent sequel to be nominated for Best Picture?
Oh shit. Think.
Came out
I
after
don't-
Return of the King. I'll give you that.
I don't think this was Terminator 2, guys.
Huh. Man, that's a thinker. Man, I love Oscar questions.
It should have
So
won.
good.
It should have won.
Really?
I think so. I don't know what it was up against.
Oh, Mike.
Yep.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Man, Mike is a
Ooh.
fucking G. Oh man, It's Fury Road, folks. What TV sequel had the most watched episode of all time?
Mike.
Yep.
MASH.
The MASH finale. Oh man. Call him MASH Mike with 6 points. Dominated the sequel.
Mixed
trivia
Master Mike
game.
is what they call me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on that script for MAShed. Let's talk some dream sequels, folks. Mike had a great prompt. He wanted us to come up with our dream sequel, like if a movie or anything, a TV show, a video game that deserves a sequel, and what would it be? What would that sequel be? Does anyone want to start?
I'd just be happy with some of these existing.
You've got a whole list then, Tomas.
I got some goofy ones. First thing that I put for like movies was a proper Super Mario Brothers sequel because the first movie ended on a cliffhanger.
Yes, it did.
Oh, you're right.
John Leguizamo's ready. He's ready to do it. I think he's
been waiting his whole life for this one.
waiting. Oh, that's good. I like that. What? So we got Johnny Legs. Who else is in this sequel?
Johnny Legs.
Yeah, we don't have Hopper anymore. We don't have Hoskins.
We don't.
I ain't got nobody.
It's just the year of Ouija, right?
Oh shit! Is it Luigi's
sequel.
Mansion? Is that the sequel?
Ooh.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And it's John Leguizamo, and it's like a horror thriller.
But like
Totally.
updated to like modern horror standards.
Love it. That was actually what Barbarian was. Actually, it was
Oh, yeah.
Luigi's Mansion. Yeah. Sorry for spoiling. I should have put a spoiler warning. But
No, you just made me want to go see it more.
yeah, Luigi was in that basement, folks.
What are you doing?
You see Justin Long as Luigi. Make a good Luigi.
He's Mario.
Luigi's a pretty long character, so.
Oh boy.
One way to describe Luigi. Long.
Long limbs Lenore, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you have another one worth discussing, Tomas?
I got a bunch. I don't know if they're worth discussing. One of them is kind of like legitimate. I'm a big
Your
Hellboy.
dreams suck.
I'm a big Hellboy fan, and I really enjoyed Hellboy 2. But then they did that shitty reboot. And I would love to have me just another Pearlman, proper, Hellboy sequel.
He's like 70 years old.
I know he is now. I know it's not going to happen. We're talking about dream sequels here.
No, I agree. I'm always surprised like how old Ron Perlman is. It's sad.
Yes.
We're gonna lose Ron Perlman one of these
Shut
days.
up.
I know.
Why don't we do Hell Girl with Rita Perlman
There you go.
instead?
Oh Jesus.
She packs
This went
she's
exactly
small,
where
but
I
she
wanted
packs a
it.
punch. All right,
Oh.
like, come
I
on.
love it.
I just wrote down the things that I want sequels to. You guys workshop the sequels.
That's what I was hoping for.
I found the question like hard. I kept like thinking of things that to even ride on the same thought of all these dream sequels just got more information for us with video games, but like Hocus Pocus, like of course that's been a dream sequel that has been talked about that you're just waiting for, and finally it's actually gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we did this episode like a year ago, that would have been the perfect like
Probably going
scenario.
to be a bust, though.
Can't use
Sometimes the way
Constantine
people
now.
wanna do-
Can't use
Yeah.
Constantine.
Right, exactly. Like me and her were talking about it. Just like what I've already said, how the Nintendo Direct and State of Play were announced. And then I'm looking at my phone while he's driving us to see Barbarian, and boom, the Constantine thing's on there. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Here's more.
I'm just like, retire already, Keanu. Jeez. No.
Never.
But I'm going to do one. This one's a shout out to my boy, Rye Guy,
Ooh.
Ooh.
the only advocator of this on the planet. Well, Kayla and Eric, slightly. Let's give Bebop another season.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was
Thank you,
wondering if
Tomas.
someone would have mentioned that. Yeah.
Man. That's a good call. It deserved it. It really did.
Oh yeah.
I
Let's just
thought
give
that
it one. Give it another dry run. See what they can do with it.
so sad. That's a good call. I didn't have that on my list, but that is a good call.
Most of my shit's video games. I'm sure Mike's. But I would hope Mike's got one of these on his.
I kind of just did one for each. My one dream.
I did too. I did one. I did as well, I should say. I did one for each.
I wrote down one as like for like 4 different games. I wrote down all the Valve 3s.
Yeah, right.
Portal 3, Half-Life 3.
Left 4 Dead 3, Team Fortress 3.
Team Fortress 3. Yep.
Hell yeah.
A lot of 3s left on the table.
Wow.
Just do it.
Yeah.
The Steam Link 3. Yeah.
Orange Box Cubed, they call it.
There we
Just
go.
put them all on
man.
there.
Oh,
I'd buy
man.
that. There's your workshop. You guys just made it.
And Steam Workshop. Yeah, we did it. We made it.
That's good. Oh.
The big one, though. This would be the dream, the supreme. I've been slowly working inside, behind the scenes, trying to slowly configure this podcast into the ChronoCast. Slipping it in there every once in a while. But just give me Chrono Break.
Still keeping with that same naming convention, Chrono
Absolutely.
Break? Okay.
Yeah, give me Chrono Break. The sad thing about this, I always like, do a little research, try to remind myself of things that don't exist. But everybody's like, "Oh, we just want a proper Chrono Trigger sequel." I'm like, "Nah, man." It's like,
No.
Chrono Cross, good game.
Hell yeah.
Fucking nerds.
John Leguizamo in Chrono Break, right? Also, like he's
No.
I know.
What would you want that to be? Toma, would you want it to be 2D HD? Would you want it to be
Yeah, do kind of like
Final Fantasy VII Remake, that whole budget to it? I don't know.
I don't know if I'd want that kind of coat. I'd feel more like along the lines of like Octopath kind of like style, or like Final Fantasy Tactics, kind of like the skewed kind of 2.5D.
PS2 graphics, baby. We didn't get the sequel on PS2. I wanted
PS2 graphics. That's the way it's gonna be. Crowdfund it. Let's go.
Every time I look at Final Fantasy X, it blows my mind that that's a PS2 game. PS2 was doing things, man.
Yep. And that was a relatively early PS2 game, so. But and I mean, I got a bunch of other things on here, but the one that probably flew closest to the sun that I actually got glimpses of, that there was like one of the first like crowd like fan like forum built for it, input by the fans, shit like that. There was literally a whole entire forum built for this. It was Mega Man Legends 3. And that one still stings to this day, because there was gameplay, there was a working demo, and a really bad PR handling of when the game went under. So and I still kind of hate Capcom a little bit for it. So
that one's like probably the most possible, right? Like that could still be a thing.
Capcom hates Mega Man.
I don't know, man. They're throwing those collections around. Like
that's all they
less
do.
than a year away from Mega Man Legends collection. Like
they're coming out with Battle Network.
I know. That's why I'm like
I loved Battle Network. That was like one of my favorite like spin-off series. But
they want you to replay all the games.
Exactly.
To get ready.
They're never going to give me anything
Legends.
new. Other than mainline. Yeah, jump and shoot, man. Let's go.
Did you have a Mega Man sequel on your list, Kayla? Or
No.
no?
And I'll say this one. I'll just kind of like name all my games like real quick, rapid fire. Diddy Kong Racing. It'd been cool to get another one of those.
That would be cool.
And then a proper Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God, yeah.
Okay.
I would love that to look kind of use the same style that they used with that Link's Awakening remake. That claymation-ish toy style would look so good with Mario RPG. Man,
It already had that look, a little like that version of that look. Yeah.
Yeah, just coat of polish.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
we've gotten plenty of Mario RPGs, just not a proper sequel to that.
I'll stick on video games and throw one of mine out just because it's like the most just whatever. It's basically already it almost was a game. But I want them to finish up Metal Gear Solid 5. We never got the actual ending of that game, so I want a sequel that finishes that game.
just called Phantom Pain 2. Forget about the fives and all that. Just,
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
I
I
forgot
just
one of
want
my
them
movies.
to finish that game. I mean, I've looked at all the concept art. I've read the synopsis of where that game was going to go and everything else. And that's one of the greatest playing and looking games of all time. It like looks great, plays great. And they just dropped the ball on finishing the story. One of the most like epic stories that have ever been told in video games. They had an opportunity to like wrap everything up, and they dropped
Nice
the ball.
little bow tie.
Yeah, and I want that. It still sticks in my craw. Yeah, so Phantom Pain 2. Thanks, Mike, for the title. That's
Nice.
what I want.
Phantom Pains.
Phantom Pain.
Two Pains, I think, is...
2 Pains.
yes.
2 Pains.
Yes.
I want it.
Oh.
Breaking 3.
Oh, gotta get it.
That's a shout out to Ray.
Oh, man. What genre was your dream sequel in, Kayla?
What genre was my?
Yeah,
dream
did you
sequel?
have a movie? Did you have a video game? Did you have a
Yeah,
TV show?
I kind of have one of each as well.
Oh, really?
I think
Okay.
I
I
have
wasn't
more
sure.
than one movie actually.
Nice.
So I have Bridesmaids as my movie.
I almost had that as my movie. Way to go.
That's good.
You know, them moving more forward into their life. I just think them, I don't know, baby showers and having babies or something would be really easy to do for them. I also have Dazed and Confused as my sequel movie.
All right.
I think that, again, could be something fun that you could even just do with, like, current time. I don't know, maybe you want to set it in the 90s. I don't know what would work out best. But just a stoner high school movie I'm always into.
Nice. Is Matthew McConaughey's character still going to hit on high school girls?
College girls now. College girls. Hazed and grazed. I don't know.
Hazed and grazed. Fucking.
Well, we've been getting that Leo DiCaprio meme.
Oh boy. Oh man.
25-year-old girls, they stay the same age kind of thing. So we get Leo involved.
Right. I mean, why not?
The Bridesmaids just called Showers. I like that one.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
For video games, I put Hades.
Oh.
Ooh.
Not exact. I don't know how you would do that. Maybe he could like explore other mythological worlds or something.
That's something.
I just want some more of that.
Give him the God of War treatment. Yeah, he just ends up in Norse mythology or something, whatever other mythology. Hell yeah.
Such a fun game. God.
I think Egyptian mythology actually would be cool, especially like given how that game is kind of, you're going from the underworld up through into the land of the people and stuff. That works so well with like how Egyptian mythology kind of viewed the underworld and everything else. Like, hell yeah, let's make that game.
Give me some more of that. I just love the like style of that game. I just want to look at it more and more.
Yes, very pretty.
For my show, it is something, I don't know if you'll count this as a sequel, but it was a show that had multiple seasons, but then just kind of ended and didn't finish up, is Santa Clarita Diet.
Ah.
Yes.
I would at least like you to finish the story.
There's a few shows I got like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting Santa Clarita Diet axed and then Cowboy Bebop right after was just heartbreaking.
It's a little rough. I remember
Yeah.
there was this show, I think it was called like People of Earth or something like that, and Jackie loved it. And she like, oh, we need to watch it. And then come to find out about like 9 episodes in, she's like, oh yeah, they never finished the show. I'm like, no. I was like, why would you do that to me?
That's so rough.
Yeah.
That was the 4400 for me, the USA show, where it's kind of like it was around that time when Heroes was out and all that, and people trying to create like the superhero thing. And I remember, I think it was season 3 it ended, and it ended on a really cool cliffhanger where tons of people got tons of characters got powers, like the whole world kind of got powers, and it was going to lead to what I thought was going to be something awesome, and never happened.
Yeah, Secret Wars. Yeah, that's how that starts. Right?
There's books that like Josh has read and stuff that actually continued on that, but I want a show. I don't want to read a book. So.
Yeah, books are for nerds.
No, all my sequels were books. Damn shit. I did.
Josh Hang, baby.
That was the end of your list, right, Kayla?
Yes, that's all I got.
I like it. I'll go into mine. Mike gets to go last because he came up with the concept, so he gets to round it out.
Yeah, I get the cherry on top after we exhausted all of your options.
I said Metal Gear Solid 5. I want an actual ending to that for my video game. But we're getting a season 4 eventually of True Detective. But I don't think it's going to be what I want. So sounds cool anyway, but I want a because in True Detective Season 1, or I should say in True Detective Season 3, there's a callback to True Detective Season 1. So they exist in the same universe, they call back to each other, and I want the proper kind of sequel to 1 and 3. At the end of 1, there is this gigantic, ring of satanic pedophiles that are still out there. Like the ending of season 1 is very like, oh yeah, we caught the one dude that we were looking after, but like this is much deeper and darker and everything else. And season 3 kind of delves into that a little bit, but there's no real resolution, and that's true to life, right? Like evil isn't stopped, but like I guess I just want more. I want more of that storyline. I want to see something done to do that, and they always kind of played with supernatural elements, especially like a pretty famous scene near the end of season 1. I want it to just go full on H.P. Lovecraft. I want it to be like, oh yeah, actually at the background of all this, it was fucking cosmic darkness or something. Like, yeah, you thought it was like real, but it's real.
It's real.
Yeah, I want Lovecraft Country meets True Detective. That's what I want for my season, for my TV. Movie, I came up with a title for this one, The Seventh Sense, because it's the Sixth Sense sequel.
Fucking run with that one.
It's so I think it's really compelling to tell the story. Like we see Haley Joel Osment, right, was the kid. There's kind of like, oh yeah, he helps Bruce Willis pass on or whatever else, but like the whole idea of the movie was that this kid is not doing well, like he is like struggling and he needs help, and like we don't really so much get his resolution at the end of the story. Like he figures out that like he can help these ghosts and stuff to kind of pass on or like solve their mysteries and stuff. I want to see that. I want to see like what he does for the rest of his life, and I imagine that like that fucks him up pretty bad. Like by the time he's like 30 or whatever else, he's seen so many dead people. He has like solved crimes. Maybe he's become like famous, like you could only do that so much before like the media starts figuring it out that like you could see dead people, I feel. And I wanted to follow like that kid as an adult, dealing with the fact that he's just seen all of this shit. He's got some notoriety. maybe he's got a podcast or he's written a book or something, and he's just spiraling out of control. And then, big ending spoilers is he's been dead for a while, and he doesn't realize it because that's what happens in Sixth Sense. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Seventh Sense.
Yeah, Seventh Sense is
True
mine.
Detective season 4. He's just ghost detective.
Oh, they have to figure it out. Yeah. Whoa.
Shit.
Whoa.
See,
Crossovers.
this is why we got to workshop this stuff. It
Zigs and zags everywhere, baby.
put our heads together on that. Mike, what do you have?
Well, my movie is what kind of sparked all this. When I was watching the newest season of Stranger Things that stars Maya Hawke, daughter of Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke, and I think it was like the scene where they're like fighting a bunch of demon bats and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, Kill Bill 3 with Maya Hawke would be pretty cool. We've always wanted kind of that future thing where Vivica A. Fox's character is kind of come back for revenge, who will be played by Zendaya in this film. And I don't know whether Maya should be a kung fu master like Beatrix, or if it should be more of a like Beverly Hills Ninja kind of thing, because she does the bumbling comedy thing pretty well. And I would like Kill Bill 3 to be more of a screwball comedy, I think, than than kung fu action. Which those old Bruce Lee stuff had a bit of that, like some screwball comedy stuff in it. So I think she could do that pretty well. And I'd like to get her father involved in it too. I don't know if he's becomes her kind of sensei or something like that, or what, but yeah, maybe Bill had another brother.
Another
William. And I don't know. Make it work. Quentin, get a hold of me.
Man, I love the idea. You didn't tell me that your idea was going to be a comedy. I love that. That's great.
Instead of Japanese steel, they need good old-fashioned American engineered steel.
Yes.
So they go to the old Ford plant.
Yep. It's a Tory Ford sword there.
I was going to make a Canadian steel joke. They get some ice skates or something.
Whoa.
Ooh, the crossovers are endless.
I like it.
It's a good one.
That's no 7 cents, but I think it'll work.
I love both of these sequels. If you guys start a crowdfunder. Oh, man.
My game is Bloodborne 2. Need a sequel to Bloodborne. Need it now. Need it fast.
Need it loose.
I don't want it to be open, or at least as open as Elden Ring is. I don't think that would fit into Bloodborne's kind of Victorian kind of aesthetic. But just make it bigger, more connected, I guess. Let us kind of explore the grand architecture that we see a lot in the backgrounds and stuff of Bloodborne. More weapons, more crazy trick weapons, of course. I want. I don't know if it has to follow the lore and stuff of the first game, because for me, I haven't watched like the 2-hour long YouTube clips of them yet. I don't really need the story of Bloodborne to appreciate it. But I would love them to do more in the madness stuff of it. The Cthulhu, Lovecraftian stuff. Like do something with that mechanic again, where the end, like maybe a whole area will change, the enemies, whatever, what have you, with as much madman knowledge that you have, or something like that. Do you use madmen's knowledge to upgrade yourself, maybe, or do you use it to gain access to something? Like I don't know, something like that. Dark Cosmic again, like Eric had with True Detective, right? You wanted,
I want Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey in Bloodborne 2 is what I'm saying. Yes.
Oh yeah, right. Hell yeah. Co-op Bloodborne, hell yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh okay.
We need. What would be their weapons? Rust would be a whip kind of guy. I think.
And like a
Rust.
whip and like a broken bottle of like a beer, you know, or
Dream.
scotch or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Woody would be the Kirk Hammer. He'd want a
It'd be the Kirk Hammer.
big hammer for him.
I was gonna say that in the new Bloodborne, they need at least one more Metallica-based weapon, and then there's got to be at least 50% more wet aesthetic to the game. just more soppy wetness.
Well, it's not a weapon, it's an area. It's called the hit field. And you just go there and you just get hit. You just get hit with stuff. And you can't see what you're getting hit with until you have 100 madmen's knowledge, and then you can see that James is just punching you. Just James in a top hat, just wailing on you.
Wow.
For sure.
With all you can hear is a yeah in the background coming closer to you.
Scariest game of 2025.
Saint Anger sequel. When is it? You know?
Ooh, man.
I thought of a couple more while you guys were going. Well, no, this one not necessarily a sequel, but like so Eric was talking about how he just wanted some kind of finality to Metal Gear Solid. Then PT kind of popped into my head, and just thought about that old little gem from way back in the long ago.
We need
The
to do
content.
something.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's been baking forever, that rumor.
Yeah.
I think someday we'll see a Silent Hill sequel.
Could be.
But my TV show is, I know we talk about it a lot, and here we go again, is a Seinfeld
Yeah,
sequel. I would love to see
proper.
that cast in today's time, just dealing with the bullshit we have to deal with
Yeah.
these days.
Oh my God.
Maybe Kramer's developed a crypto, Kramera coin.
Primary.
Maybe he and Newman have competing cryptos.
Cosmo coin.
Yes, Cosmo coin. Very good. Very good.
Ooh, so good.
George has made an OnlyFans
Just, doing various.
that his day job has found out about. Maybe during the pandemic, Elaine had to work from home, but she's got a ton of cats now or something. So she's afraid of so she has to work from home from Jerry's apartment. So she doesn't want.
Have they spent
her
time in
coworkers
prison?
to know.
Like, is this post prison? Like,
Oh yeah, I forgot about
They did their prison sentence. Yeah. They're out of.
Kramer's got a few tear tattoos now. You know?
Yeah, they're like, big fish out of water, like, because they've been in prison all this time and now they're adjusting.
Oh yeah, now that they were in prison until the pandemic happened.
George wrote a book. I went to prison, so you don't have to, kind of thing.
they're in a halfway house. That's how you like bring them all together, right?
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's
Uncle
great.
Leo's dead, but we get the ghost of Uncle Leo.
Uncle Leo.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes, and just literally just popped into my head when you said that, is when he's got Uncle Leo doing the pull-ups, and he's got hello on his knuckles. Jerry, hello.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I love that show so much.
Gosh. So we've done them all, right? That's every sequel that needs to be sequel.
We just talk about Seinfeld. Let's do a Seinfeld cast.
We always do.
We've never talked about Seinfeld before today on this podcast.
Let's just rank every episode.
Oh gosh, yeah, that'll be episode 100 is the top 100 Seinfeld episodes. We'll just go through.
I like a challenge.
Oh boy. So that was the sequel episode, folks. We played sequel trivia. We came up with Cosmo coin. We did a lot. Yeah, this was episode 94. If you want some Cosmo coin, we're giving it out. if you go to social media and you tell us what's the sequel that needs to be made, what's your dream sequel, go to our Facebook fan group, Monstars. You could tweet at us. Machine of Nonsense, I think, is our at. No, it's just Machine Nonsense. I know that I've never put that out there before, but it's at Machine Nonsense is our Twitter handle. We're also on Instagram. Kayla, what's our Instagram handle?
Machine_of_nonsense.
Much better. And we also do accept emails and voicemails, so send them to machineofnonsense@gmail.com. That's the email address. You can send us a voicemail by going to anchor.fm/machineofnonsense. We want to hear about your dream sequels, and we also want you to send all of your funny questions, comments, anything you'd like us to talk about, read, listen to for episode 100. We're coming up on episode 100. This was 94, so there's only, 5, 6 more, something like that, before 100. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. So we want to hear from you. I've been talking about it. Maybe we'll do something live where we can interact with you guys. Got to figure it out. But episode 100's coming up. We want to hear from you between now and then. So shoot us an email, voicemail, something on social media. We want to hear from you. Episode 100 will be a sequel to episode 94, technically.
Okay.
All right, guys, I'm losing the thread. We're getting out of here, and we're saying goodbye.
Bye.
Later.
George likes his tokens non-funged.